Any players that you really enjoy watching, either in the college or the NBA game?
Miles Bridges, I like watching him a lot, and I like watching Jayson Tatum and Kevin Durant.
How much of your game does that fall into? Is there similarities there? Or?
Yeah, a lot of similarities, real similar. Especially from him in high school and me right now, it's a real similar.
When you are watching Emoni Bates play, chances are that you are amazed of his great way of scoring the ball and handling it for someone so young, tall, and lanky. And because of this, easily one of the most popular and common player comparisons he receives is that of Kevin Durant. And there's nothing wrong with this. Anyone should be able to see the similarities between their games. It's really a huge compliment. If Emoni becomes even 70% of the player Durant is, then he is already a Hall of Famer. Kevin Durant is just that great. But as you all saw in the intro, Emoni, the man himself, stated that not just the common name of KD, but also Jayson Tatum is one of his favorite players, and that he tries to emulate some of his traits into his game. But chances are that if you've never seen this interview, then you would not even think to bring up Jayson Tatum's name when watching Emoni play, because, I mean, the media does not push this comparison at all. And the KD comparison just sounds too good since KD is an active legend and it just makes too much sense. However, in this video, I'm going to shed some light on how similar Emoni's game is to Jayson Tatum and what this all really means, because it's only right since he said it himself.
Yeah, a lot of similarities, real similar.
But before I go further, two quick disclaimers. Firstly, yes, I'm aware the title makes it seem like I'm here to downplay the KD comparison, but this is YouTube, guys. It's just a good title for what's about to be a good video. And then secondly, whenever there's an interesting topic or a discussion about the next Player X or Player X 2.0, the viewer reaction usually includes two main crowds. One that just engages in the topic whether they agree or not, and then another crowd that just comes rushing with comments like, let this player be the first such and such, or in this case, the first Emoni. So yeah, if you happen to belong to the second crowd and somehow get offended by these simple comparison videos, then just click off. It's a harmless, enjoyable comparison. You could say it creates unfair expectations, but it is just basketball at the end of the day. Anyway, time for the actual vid, but real quick, let me finish the intro. So, what's good, YouTube? Plug Speaks back with a vid. If you are new, subscribe. If you agree Emoni is a special player, then like this up and turn on notifications. I upload 3 to 4 times a week, and right now we are grinding to hit 2K subs and beyond, so I'd for sure appreciate it. But back to the vid though. So in pointing out how similar these guys are and why Emoni sort of sees himself in Jayson Tatum as a basketball player, I'm gonna have to sort of go through this in categories. I'm gonna cover pretty much mostly everything from their physical frames, actual play styles, how they carry themselves on the court, their mindsets, all of that. So yeah, let's get into it. Now, as far as physicality, Emoni and Jayson Tatum technically share the same height, because the NBA has Tatum measured at 6'8" and ESPN has Emoni measured at 6'8" as well. However, I would not be surprised if Emoni is really 6'9" or grows to be 6'9" or even 6'10", because in the current moment he is only 16, but regardless, they are around the same height, and due to factors I'll go over soon, they also play the same position of forward. Anyway, as far as weight, the NBA claims Jayson Tatum is just 10 more pounds than Emoni, who weighs 200 pounds. And just off how skinny Emoni is, I do not blame you if you don't believe it, but I'm willing to take the NBA's word for it, because although Tatum does not look as skinny as Emoni, it's not like he's super big either. If anything, he looks pretty slim, but with a more professional athlete, muscular type body, since he has access to the luxury training methods and diet strategies that NBA players use. But overall, physically, Emoni and Tatum are more similar than you probably would have thought. Not to mention that Tatum has a 6'11" wingspan and Emoni has a 6'9" wingspan that is bound to grow into being 6'11" as well. But onto the real meat of this video, their play styles. And like I said in the intro, everyone gathers around to talk about how similar KD and Emoni play, but guys, do not sleep on that Tatum comparison, because as far as scoring, Emoni and Tatum get their buckets in pretty much the same ways. And me saying the same ways can basically be translated as anywhere on the court and anywhere they want, because they both have such an unguardable perimeter game and unstoppable driving ability. But to go into even more detail, they both just love to do a set of dribble moves into a drive, or a hesitation into a drive, where they come to a sudden stop in the mid-range and then just get a clean bucket, while their defender just hopelessly watches the ball go in, since they were unable to get a good contesting position. It's too good, and not too many guys at this height especially can do such a thing. And that is exactly why players like Emoni and Tatum just have such an easy time scoring the ball. Like, they do it in their sleep. And I mean that literally, because as a sophomore, Emoni put up 33 a game, and during Tatum's senior year in high school, he put up 30 a game as well. And I'm going to get into more of the play style similarities, but real quick on the topic of stats. Emoni's numbers last year and Tatum's senior year numbers are way too similar, like nearly identical, and you're about to see exactly what I'm talking about. So last year, Emoni averaged 33 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. Now, what did Tatum put up in his senior year? Well, just 30 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists as well. So clearly the way they both play is close enough for them to produce nearly the exact same numbers, but there is more to it than just stats and numbers. I mean, it is a nice coincidence, but back to the play styles. Like I said, they get their points in similar ways. I mean, they use some of the same moves in their pull-up game, or even in their use of good footwork to finish in the paint out of a spin move, or how they both use their wingspan to protect the ball away from their defenders when driving in for layups. Like, they just score in a lot of the same ways, and I would not be surprised at all if Emoni looks at how Tatum is so effective offensively when he is being defended in the half-court setting, because that's when the defense tends to be a little more prepared. So all you need is a good amount of moves in your bag to still be that guy as far as scoring. But I'm going to go over one more scoring similarity before moving on, and this last scoring similarity is one that you cannot teach, which is their ability to hit the craziest tough shots that leave myself and probably the majority of the people watching this video wondering, how did they just make that? And I'll be sure to include some tough ones for this part of the video because Emoni and Tatum are great in that area. But anyway, when it comes to other parts of the game like rebounding, passing, and all of that, those are not areas Emoni or Tatum are even known for, so I won't bother speaking on that. But onto how they carry themselves and their mindsets. And this is where they are really similar but also different. And I say that because they are both aggressive. And just like Jayson Tatum, Emoni does not shy away from the moment. He is not afraid to shoot a tough shot for game when a wide open teammate is in the corner. None of that. But that's more of a mindset similarity. Things become pretty different in the category of how they really carry themselves on the court. And now I'm going to bring up some more of Emoni's own words.
So take a guy like Jayson Tatum. What does he do that allows him to be successful, and how much do you feel like you can pull from that?
With him, like, he's calm. He's a calm player, and he knows how to score the ball, and he's patient.
So yeah, he likes that Tatum is a pretty calm player. And if you watch Tatum at all, then you know that's true. It's not like he doesn't show emotion, but you will not catch him barking too much. But on the other hand, man, I don't know if y'all watched Emoni's first ever national game on ESPN featuring him versus Chet Holmgren, but if you did, you know he was carrying himself more like Russell Westbrook as far as his attitude. And I'm not here to say that that's a bad thing at all. Like, by all means, go right ahead. You get to do these things when you're that good at hooping, but I just had to clearly get it across that in this specific area, Emoni and Tatum are not all that similar, but every other area is close. Anyway, that is pretty much it for the video. I probably could go longer. However, the main similarities have been pointed out, and I would probably have to reach and bring up some nonsense for the sake of the title to really make this any longer, which I'm not going to do. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think about this comparison down below. I mean, Jayson Tatum, Emoni, I laid it out for y'all. Just let me know what you think. I appreciate y'all watching. And again, I'm not saying the KD comparison is any less valid, but that's it for me. Like the sub, turn on notice, sub if new, all of that. And I'm out.